Eagle Nation. I'm Katie Tolbert.
And I'm Shakeem Holloway.
And this is Sports Talk with the Georgians. Today, we'll be talking about how both baseball and softball went 1-2 in their weekend series against SoCon opponents, the football team gearing up for the blue and white game, and both men's and women's tennis going 1-1 this weekend. So, Shakeem, what caused the Eagles to have their second conference series loss this past weekend?
Well, Katie, the primary struggles over the weekend for the Eagles was pitching. In Game 1, the Eagles gave up 15 hits and they were out-hit 15-7. Jamie Nunn pitched a solid game for App State, giving up 4 runs on 5 hits through 7 innings. In Game 2, the pitching was great for both teams, but Jason Richmond, he gave up 2 runs, and that was pretty much the deciding factor for the game. And Game 3 was a nail-biter. The Eagles, they mustered up 3 runs in the 9th inning to secure an 8-7 win, and the pitching wasn't great for either team. But, Katie, tell us about the softball team going 1-2 over the weekend as well.
Yeah, they also struggled a little bit. They started on Saturday with a doubleheader, and the Mocs came out super consistent in the first game and scored 1 run every time they were up at bat, and the Eagles just could not compete with that. So in the second game, the Mocs shut out the Eagles 3-0. So that was kind of hard, but on Sunday, the Eagles came back a new team and beat the Mocs 7-1, and Courtney Thomas got her second home run of the weekend and her 10th of the season, so that was great for her.
It'll be interesting to see how both teams are struggling, to see how they turn out this week. And with that, we will be right back after this short break to talk about the football team's preparation for the blue and white game.
The Eagles had their second scrimmage this past Saturday leading up to the blue and white game. Head coach Jeff Monken did not see the energy needed and wants his players to focus on making tackles, blocks, and limiting penalties as much as possible. Although freshman quarterbacks Kevin Ellison and Vegas Harley performed well once again, the offense had some rough points to get through due to penalties and huge plays for the defense. This can also be seen as a positive for the Eagles defense that they are coming out strong before the big blue and white game.
All right, Coach, with Jared McKinnon going down to injury, talk a little bit about Kevin Ellison and Vegas Harley stepping up in the past 2 scrimmages.
We've had an opportunity to get those guys some reps, and it's good. They don't have any game experience here, and it's good for those guys. We're obviously going to need one of those guys to be back up to Jarek, and I think both of them are very capable and doing a good job.
As far as their development is concerned, how have you seen them develop so far in the spring?
They're learning. I think they're getting better each day they're out here, and Coach Ware does a great job coaching those guys. He's very detailed, and he's been coaching a long time. He's a good teacher, and I think just having had the opportunity to watch our offense on film for the last 3 years gives those guys a good idea of what's expected. Jarek last year and Jabo the 2 previous years.
2 more practices this week to clear up recurring issues and to get quicker, more efficient plays to really perform in the blue and white game on Saturday, April 13th at Paulson Stadium.
I am very excited, and I know all my teammates are excited, and the coaches are excited to get out there and watch us compete. I just feel like just being able to cross the banks of Eagle Creek and being able to go into Paulson Stadium this Saturday to play is a great opportunity for the whole Eagle Nation.
This will also be the day where GSU will break ground on the stadium expansion and the football complex center.
We will be right back after this to talk about men's and women's tennis weekend matches.
So Shakeem, why did both the men's and women's tennis teams split their series matches this weekend?
Well, Katie, both the men's and women's tennis teams went 1-1 over the weekend against SoCon rivals. The women's team struggled in singles matches, and whereas the men's team struggled in doubles play, the men's tennis team has moved to the 4th spot of the SoCon, and the women's team has moved to the 7th spot in the SoCon. The women's tennis team has 1 game before the SoCon tournament, and the men's team has 2 games left before the tournament.
Well, hopefully they'll be able to pick things back up. That's all the sports talk we have for you this week. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next Wednesday.